welcome to my channel. My name is Willow Rose Moon Dancer, and today I'm going to talk to you about rune stones. So rune stones are a type of divination tool. It uses the Norse alphabet, and the different letters of the alphabet represent different things. And so it's a lot like tarot cards or any other divination tool for that matter. For the most part, you just ask a question and then you pull different stones, and that gives you some sort of answer. Something to keep in mind is that these are meant to be a tool for guidance more than it's meant to be a tool for predicting the future. Each one of these letters has a special power, if you will, and it can be used to invoke different deities which can help you with your problems. I have a set of rune stones. They come in this little bag. I got it from a local shop, and mine are all rose quartz, because if you know me, then you will know that I am obsessed with rose quartz. So I figured the first thing that I would do is I would go through each rune stone and then just give you a brief overview of what each letter is supposed to represent. So if you know me, you know that I have a terrible memory. So I have all of the cards here this would be example, that's a letter. And then on the other side, I have what that letter is called and what it means. So I will be referring to that while I'm showing you all my different little rune stones. If you already know all this, a little bit later I will be talking about how to cast them, how to do one stone casting, how to do 4 stone casting, and different types of casting as well. So the first one I'm going to show you is actually 2. These 2 I find are the most complicated because, at least with my set, they look almost identical, but they are different. So there's this one, and then there is this one. So the way that I have these 2 drawn on the cards is one is big like that, and then one is small like that. Sorry, this isn't focused. There we go. So it's a matter of trying to figure out which one is which. I think that this one is this one. So that's what I'm going to go with for that. So this one is called U, and it represents the bow, and it represents protects, hurts, constricted, and persevere. And then its almost twin brother, that one is called Sun, and it represents energy, power, and fuel. And then we have this one, which looks like that, and it is called Victory. It represents joy, productive, and happy. Then we have this one, which looks like that, and it is called Opening, and it is about creative, fire, work, and toil. Then there is this one, which, if you can't tell, is supposed to look like that, and it is called Water or Dowsing, and it is about feminine, intuitive, flow, prophetic, and prophetic dreams. And then there is this one, which, if you can't tell, looks like that. And it is called Elk. It's about protection and standing up. Then we have this one, which looks like this. And it is called Gift, and it's about generosity and partnership. Then we have this one, which is just a straight line, and it looks like that. And it's called Ice. It's about stuck, frozen, cooling, trend, rigid. We have this one, which looks like the letter M, much like that. And this one is called Move. It is about status and travel. Next, we have this one, which, if you can't see very well, looks like that. It is called Antenna, and it is about communication, thoughts, words, learning, wisdom, and signals. And then we have this one, which looks like this. It is called Legacy, which is about land, building, inheritance, possessions, traits, and consumed by ideals. Next, we have one that looks quite similar, except this time the little thingies are pointing upward instead of down. I don't know if that's the camera's picking that up, but if not, it looks like that compared to, it looks compared to this one. I guess not the last one, the one before it. And it is called Financial Worth, and it's about value and prosperity. Then we have one that kind of looks a bit like the letter H. It looks like this. And it is called Hail. It is about destruction, limitation, natural disaster, hazard, fury, and drama. Then we have this one, which looks like this. It's called Dice Cup. It's about gambling, bigger picture, fate, and the unknowable. After that, we have this one, which, if you can't tell, looks like that. It is called Harvest, which is about success, after toil, growth, rewards, and accomplishment. After that one, we have this one, which looks like that, if you can't see. And it is called Strength. It's about health, natural resistance, and recovery. Then we have this one, which looks like that, if you cannot tell. It's called Evolving. It's about transforming nature, what changes, prosperity, growth, alleviates, and negativity. Alleviates negativity, I'm assuming. Next, we have one that looks very similar to one we already did. It's another X. This X is just slightly different. Looks like that. I guess it's more of a sideways X. It's about needs, what's necessary, delay, patience, constraint. Then we have this one, which looks like this on my rune. And it's called the Hammer. It's about protects, directed energy, anger, violence, and destruction. Then we have one that looks like the letter B. Sorry. It's this. Looks much like that. It's called Earth. It's about fertility, family, and nurture. Then we have this one, which is like two X's on top of each other. Looks very similar to that. I also have that little diamond in the corner there. I think that's because on some runes it might just be that diamond instead of the two X's on top of each other. But it's called Seed, and it's about fertility, potential, successful conclusion, a successful conclusion, positive accomplishment, and it's about boys, so it's male, it's masculine. Then we have this one, which looks like an arrow. It looks much like this. It is called Focus. It's about God or gods, heaven, or probably Summerland if that's what you believe in, like myself. Success, responsible, and discipline. We have this one, which is the letter R. Well, that's what it looks like. It's called Ride. It's a mobile and journey. And then we have the last rune with a symbol on it. Looks like an M almost. And it's called a Man. It's about separates and identities. And then my runes, I don't know if all runestone kits, that's not the word, but like the whole bag or whatever, I don't know if they all have just a plain one with nothing on it, but mine does. I kind of interpret it kind of like the unknown card that some tarot decks have, which essentially just means you've asked a question that the cards, or in this case the runestones, can't really help you with. In my tarot deck, I choose to take out the unknown card. I'm assuming you can do the same thing with this stone, and you can probably just use it as a regular rose quartz or whatever kind of material yours are made out of. So that's what they are all called and what they're all about. Next, I'm going to show you how you can do a little reading with them. So I'm just going to put them all back in my bag here. So the first and most simple type of reading that you can do, it's best for beginners, is the one stone reading. I will say that when I was looking this stuff up online, it did say that you should cleanse and charge your stones before each use. I would say that if that's what you do with your tarot cards, you should keep doing that with your stones. However, if that's not what you do with your tarot cards, I would probably say that I would just use the same method for cleansing and clearing and all that stuff that you do with those. And you're supposed to ask the divine for guidance to help divination. However, if you don't believe in the divine, then obviously you would take that step out of your practice. So the first thing you're supposed to do is put the stones in the bag, like I did. Then you're supposed to clear your mind and focus on a question. Then you're supposed to mix up the stones with your fingers and ask your question, whether it's out loud or in your head. Just like really make sure that you are clearly asking the stones your question. And then you pick a stone. I got the birth one. And then you would interpret that. This one was about like fertility and birth, obviously, that kind of thing. So you have that, and then if you need clarification, you can put your hand back in and pull another one out and see if that helps clarify what it's asking about or what it's telling you. And if you're still kind of confused, then you should probably just start the reading over. Maybe your mind wasn't clear enough when you were asking the question, or maybe your intent wasn't very clear. Then you have a 4-stone reading. This one is a little bit more advanced. However, you start off the same way. Clear your mind, focus on your question. You mix up the stones with your fingers. You ask the question, and then you pick one stone at a time. So the first stone I got was this one. And so this would be what represents your past. And then you would go in and you would pick another one. And I got this one. and that one would represent your present. And then you would pull another one like so, and that represents your future. And then you would pull another one, and that one would represent your behavior and energies that remain the same. Now, I will note that while I was picking, 2 stones fell out, and I know in tarot when a card falls out, it's of significance, and so these are the 2 that fell out of the bag. They're both the ones that look like M, and I would say that if it falls out, I would probably put it back in the bag, and then if you pull that same one out with your hands, that it's probably important. You could also say that those were the 2 stones meant for the last 2 spots, anything like that. You can also do runes very much like tarot cards where you have a spread. You can put these out like in a spread as you would with a tarot deck. But yeah, and then the last type of casting that I want to show you, I have to bring you down here. So you have your stones. This is the more traditional way that maybe Norse ancestors and stuff like that would have done. They think of their question, they put their hand in the bag, they grab whatever feels right, and then they roll it out. Now, I'm on a bed, so things are on a slant. However, you can see from here that we can see this one, we can see this one, and we can see this one. However, the one here in the corner, the one up here, and this one, they're flipped over. There's different ideas on how one would read that. Some people would just say that you don't read them at all. I've also heard that people will take a pendulum and put it over on top, and if it doesn't really sway, that it's not significant. But if it sways like this one is a bit, then it might be meaning that it is significant, but it's something that's hidden from you. That's not quite so obvious. Yeah, so this one was the only one that really came to my attention, and it looked like focus. Like that. So then you could do a reading, like you might want to say that there's a point in the middle which represents like now, and then like the further out it gets, the more into the future it is. You can do tons of things. You could have a circle and have different sections within the circle that mean different things, and when you roll it out, if one is in that section, then it's about that thing. Runes are very, very up to your discretion. You can kind of use them however way you like. But yeah. That is all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like down below so I know that you enjoy videos like this one. Make sure you check out my Instagram at Willow Rose Moon Dancer so you can stay up to date with me and my everyday life. And lastly, make sure you subscribe here because I make videos every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Sunday. Until next time, blessed be.